To the week 39 demo of Wafro, and this is by far our biggest upgrade to Wafro so far, so I'm super excited to show you guys. Let's start with content recommendations itself and how they have improved. I think the first step to improving content recommendations is you take into account the context in which you're making them. Yeah, and I'm using GoStudent as an example because I used to lead product at GoStudent before I was doing Wafro a couple of months back. And one thing I would want to notice in this online tutoring platform is that a lot of the language is gender neutral. You're either saying like nakil for innen or jeder Schülerin, and there is a little bit of formality in the way that they communicate. So if you make recommendations which are alternate copy on this page, it should take into account what the rest of the page actually says. Now, you start off with a page. Let me just quickly increase the size of this a bit. And it talks about a learning guarantee with 93% success rate. And if you notice here, a lot of the recommendations will have consistent Z form or more formal way of communicating, which you would not find in like all brands. And just to illustrate that example, I would pick up, say, Zalando as a website. They would have, say, the diner form here. And let's see what the recommendations are like on Zalando with some of these things. So, and it is the do form, and it's, I would say, a fairly okay implementation. Let's see if I get lucky with this one. So in some cases it actually also picks up the brand name itself that they are being communicated with. So top market, yeah, and I did get lucky in this time. So it did say B Zalando, even though there's nothing related to Zalando in this particular context. So phase one, the context itself matters. The second thing that I wanted to demo was personalization variables. And I'll use the French website of GoStudent to illustrate this. So this is the more tutor-facing version of the French website of GoStudent. And what I wanted to show here is if you add a few personalization variables, which you might have in your CRM, and let users land on your landing page, you can actually customize the thing and you can add as many variables as you want, and some of the recommendations will pick up the most appropriate recommendation that fits that context, right? So just to be sure, because my French is not as great, become a tutor and join our worldwide community, and let's see what the recommendation was. I think it probably picks up become a city tutor and change lives. Yeah, so it will maintain the context, and earlier the context was your learning goals. This time the context is how you can gain more money and or make it like a part-time gig for yourself. So it's in this case picking most city names, but I think it will pick like a first name scenario in some cases as well. I can show, yeah, in most cases this is picking city right now. So to show a first name example, I use Wafro's own portal, which is probably the best way I can show this. That this is what you see if you land on the Wafro homepage. But if you say my first name is equal to Rafdeep, and you could have mentioned this in any of your CRM systems, it actually shows your first name as it shows here. Now, one of the feedback that I got from prospective customers was what happens to lighthouse scores and does it slow down my website if I do this? So on a live version of Wafro, I did want to demo that there is hardly any impact on Lightspeed scores. It's pretty much 100 with LCP, which is the big one that would get impacted here because it's in the middle of the page. There is little to no impact of this. Now, the last step that I wanted to show on personalization is how do you view the data of this page, because one of the big changes that I did was now you have an ability to roll out an experiment to 100% of the audiences, and this is pretty much the homepage that we have for Wafro. The second thing is that you now can see how many more participants you need to conclude, because this has had 0 conversion so far. I actually made it like 15 minutes or so ago. and I kept changing the homepage one to do that. I can show an example from an already running test on a dummy website that it shows a participant count that you still need to conclude this particular experiment. Yeah, and just to show it live here, so this is the control version, which is showing the onboarding demo message. I will have the test version here as well. So if you say first name is equal to Ravdeep, you get to see Ravdeep here. Yeah. Now, extending this concept of what an integration with a CRM system looks like, I want to show a quick preview of an app as well to show push notifications. And the app is like a very simple dummy app which just requests push notifications. What I wanted to show was the experiment that you see in the background. The control group saw this Wafro onboarding demo. So I have a user which should see the control notification. Now, if I have another dummy user who falls under the test group, they see Ravdeep experience the future of fitness. So what is happening is you're talking to the A/B testing tool, getting back the result of which group does this person belong to, what message should this person see, and then integrate everything with the CRM system. The reason why I'm showing a toy example here is to ask for more explicit feedback from existing customers to say, which CRM system integrations would you want me to prioritize? What business model should I go out for these integrations with? So I will start reaching out to a lot of you guys with the form that I'm sending in this email. Look forward to hearing back from you, and we'll do a more deeper dive next week as well. See you.